Hi, this is Mike Hamilton from Trade the Easy Way on the Sunday the 18th of July. Had a lot of weak data last week and there's not that much data coming up, so let's just quickly talk about that. We had weak retail sales, weak inflation and very weak drop in consumer confidence. So these markets are looking as if, well, they're giving evidence that they're reversing. So I'm going to go straight into that and let's see how that's going to impact our week ahead. Right, this is the dollar on the daily. We've got a hammer with extreme RSI on a key moving average. So this to me ticks a lot of boxes. We're way out of the fib zone. Extreme RSI, so I'm really looking for this to come back to 50% at least at 85, and we're going to see how it handles the first test of 85 up here. We've got, just very quickly, we've got the bonds being bought. This is a safe haven. 3 days back I pointed this out, and this is what's giving me concerns about the weakness of the market. And with that weak inflation, we've had a really decent engulfing bar on the gold. That's engulfed a lot of action of last week, so incredibly weak, a big move. Just one other thing, a couple of other things to look at. This is the transport index, and we've got a move right from the 50 EMA right to a close below the 200, so very, very weak. This is the financial index, XLF, very, very weak, really engulfing all of last week's price action. So these markets are very weak, they're for turning. In the equities, we've had a bar that, this is a trigger bar. It opened above all the moving averages and closed below all the moving averages. So if we're looking for a 30% pullback, I'm looking for a short at, there's a key level on the S&P 500 futures. You've got to look for key levels in the markets that you trade. This is 1070. I'm looking for a pullback at 1070, which, or just this side of 1070, so maybe 1069, 1068. I'll buy a pullback. I'd have to have a stop up here, and as this market is so weak, this is going to be one of those trades where I'm just going to sit in it and sit in it. And let's have a quick look at fibs on the whole of this move, because I think this is serious. So 50%, so we've had a retest just above the 61.8% fibs here. I think we're now looking at, I think we'll break down through this 1000 area and possibly get as low as 928 in the coming weeks. Looking at oil, here we've got the fibs on the last big move. We had a retest of the 50%, it failed. We had a retest of the 50 EMA, it failed. Another retest of the 50 EMA, it failed. The volume up here is very, very weak. I'm looking for oil to come right back down to these lows here and possibly even further, particularly with that hammer in the daily dollar. The only commodity I'm interested in at the moment is this beans. We've got a reversal bar with extreme RSI. So let's have a quick look at the fibs extensions to see if they have hit key levels. They're shy of the 127 extension. So with the reversal bar, extreme RSI, I will be looking to short break of 1017 to see if that can wander its way right back down to at least 50%. This key level here at 950. Volumes have been picking up in the beans, although they are still on the low side. So with these falls in the markets, I'm going to be doing some scans tonight on financials and gold and oil because of the weakness in all those areas, but particularly financials. Another area that you might want to look at is healthcare. This is HNT. This is a lovely trigger bar on HNT, and I would very much like to get a pullback to 24.9 with a stop up here at 25.8 to see if we can get down to 22.7. I haven't assessed the risk reward ratio on that. I need to do that before I look at the trade. Another couple of ones I'm interested in, what I've spotted before I'll just do a very quick scan of my own links. That's ESV. I like ESV. Falling out the bottom of the fib zone, and that's engulfed all the moving averages. That's ESV. The one I looked at was RDC, but same there. We've got all the moving averages above us now. Need to assess the risk-reward ratio on that, but I like that one a lot. That's potentially going to come down to at least 20.5, and that is RDC. Right, let's look at the forex. On these weekly indices, the ones quickly that really strike me, dollar here closed right on the 50 EMA in the weekly, but we've got that hammer extreme RSI in the daily, so looking for this to bounce off this 50 EMA. Yen has closed just above this area, so it's very strong. Euro and pound at the moment, so they've had a strong week, but they've closed right into a lot of resistance, expecting sideways action, possibly weak, but these indices coming off, possibly weakness. Aussie dollar's the same. We had a big buying bar in the previous week, but last week we've got something of a shooting star, but it's just a consolidating in a box. So Aussie dollar is not giving clear signals at the moment, but the CAD is giving a clear signal. That's a close below the 50 EMA. So very interesting the bounce in the dollar. Very interesting the weakness in the CAD and strength in the yen. So let's see how that looks in the markets. This US dollar CAD looks very interesting, very bullish. Look at that massive move to the upside, the US dollar CAD. If we can get a pullback to 1050, I would be very interested in the US dollar CAD. The other one that struck me is this Euro Yen. We've only got the 20-day moving average below us, but look at this weekly. Got a doji right underneath all this resistance. So I think this, right under all the moving averages. We've closed below the 80 EMA on the weekly. So what I'm looking at on this one is, because this is such a weak signal, if I can get a pullback to 112.50, I would short that. Otherwise I would stand aside. If it ran, I'll just try and buy a pullback later on in the week. US dollar yen has gone. It got extreme RSI on that one. Pound yen, we're at support here. I think with this bar is it's such a massive engulfing bar. My inclination with this one is to take a small position on a pullback to 133.40. That's 133.40. These are the only ones that's setting up for me at the moment. Aussie dollar US, right, we're right at the 50 EMA. Keeping an eye on that one. I'll wait till Monday's close, look for an entry in that one. CAD yen, I would short the pullback to 82.97. If I don't get that, I would leave it. Euro CAD is storming away. You get a pullback to 134.60, I would go long. Euro US. We just got a colour change on the RSI there with a shooting star. Let's have a look where it's finished. Like it, I like it a lot. We'll come off the weekly 50 EMA. So Euro US dollar. The weekly's closed into an area of resistance. I will go short at 129. I'll go short just under 129, 128.90. And get a relatively close stop on there. I like that a lot. When these markets being so weak, I think that euro could get hit. So that's it for now. Hope that helps. Email me any questions and I'll do a review on Tuesday night.